Good afternoon, everybody. As you can see from the slide, I'm Yolanda Anderson, Interim Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. And in the next few slides, I will be answering some of your questions about how our courses will be delivered. And I'm seeing some more of them pop up in the chat. Next slide, please. So, a lot of what you want to know, how our course is going to be delivered. We're going to have 3 instructional delivery modes. First is online, second is hybrid, and third is face-to-face. As a target, we will have a minimum of 50% of our classes online. And keep in mind that even though these classes will be online, some of them will be synchronous, which means the classes will be online, but it will meet at the same time as the original face-to-face class would have met. Others will be asynchronous, which means they won't have a fixed meeting time, but as a student, it's important for you to be aware of all the deadlines and make sure that you don't miss the deadlines associated with assignments, assessments, and everything. You already know that there's some Saturdays and a couple of weekdays, I think it was fall break, that have been added to the instruction calendar so we can meet the UNC system requirements for instruction. On those days, instruction will be asynchronous, which means you won't have class at the regular meeting time. And if you want to know why, I give the example. For example, I might have a Tuesday, Friday class at 1 o'clock and a Tuesday, Thursday class at 1 o'clock. And if my instructor is requiring that I be present for that 1 o'clock class, or they're going to quote unquote ding me, we're putting you in an impossible situation. So having asynchronous instruction on those days avoids that problem. So what does hybrid look like? What does hybrid instruction look like? There are many formats, and I've listed just a few examples. For example, an entire class can meet X days, X times for every X, Y weeks. Students can rotate such that 1/3 of the class comes on Monday, another third comes on Wednesday, and another third on Friday. And at those times when you're not physically in the class, you're in what I call the virtual classroom. Some people can have it so that during each class day, some folks are physically in the class and some folks virtual classroom at the same time. Next slide. So, a lot of face-to-face classes. It's very important to know that classes get reduced to 40% of original and max of 50%. And this capacity is going to be a driving factor in where classes were located. So if you check the schedules, it may be that your class was in this building at 1 o'clock. It may have moved to another location in order to accommodate that class size. And each classroom, some seats will be designated as off limits. It will be clearly marked that you can't sit here or you can't get a seat on this row. We are determined that we are going to observe 3 to 6 foot social distancing between students and student and faculty. And that's one of the rationales for having those off-limits seats in the classroom. A seating chart will be required. I know you say, well, I haven't done that since elementary school. Well, we're going to go back to elementary school for the purpose of COVID-19, and we'll have to have seating charts, and your faculty members will have to keep attendance, basically because this will facilitate contact tracing if needed. This is very important. You've heard time and time again that masks and face coverings will be required in the classroom and across the campus. Somebody asked a question in the chat about how it will be ensured. Well, the bottom line is that if you don't comply with that, you will be violating the student conduct. Faculty members will have a statement in their syllabus about the requirement for wearing a mask, so you will be well informed throughout. Each classroom will also have hand sanitizer and wipes available in the classroom. And the next slide. So Each course section will have the syllabus in Blackboard or other online learning platform. For the most part, undergraduate course will be in Blackboard. There will also be an alternative syllabus that your faculty member, your instructor has to put in place just in case we had to do a rapid transition to online instruction as we had to do in the fall. There will also be requirements for other course content in Blackboard or the other platform. So in terms of internships, whether or not you have to go to internships, practica, field experience, to student teaching, etc., basically, if the participating or host site is open, you are expected to go. I will add, though, that one of the documents the Office of Legal Affairs has developed for us is what I call an informed consent or acknowledgement of risk document that you have to sign as a student in one of those types of classes, acknowledging that there is a risk, a potential risk associated with working at a host site. For example, if you're in a nursing program and you're going to Duke Hospital for your clinics, those types of things. But it's also something else. If it's an unfortunate event where you are quarantined, you will still have access to instruction. And if need be, ITS or someone else will give you a Chromebook to use if you don't have it. So the bottom line is that if you are quarantined, and we don't want anybody to be quarantined, but if a student is quarantined, we will make sure that they can keep up with instructions. So the faculty have been doing a lot of work in preparation for the fall semester, and I'm going to punt to Dr. Kimberly Pfeiffer-McGee to bring you up to speed briefly on some of the things that faculty have done.
Good evening, Eagles. Just wanted to take a moment to let you know that the NCCU Office of E-Learning has been working diligently with our faculty to provide training and resources to prepare them for the fall 2020 semester, especially for those courses that are moving to the online format. So part of what we are working with our faculty on is communicating success and how to make sure that they are communicating effectively with the students and often setting expectations at the beginning of the course. All of this information should be available inside of your Blackboard shell through your syllabus and or announcements. So it will be very important for you to log into Blackboard on a daily just to check your announcements and to see what information your faculty have provided. In addition, we're working to help them develop instructional materials to help add any type of multimedia, supporting resources, any type of engagement activities, and also cleaning up any PDFs or adding links and textbook readings there, anything that can help you as a student be successful in your course this semester, in the fall semester. A big part of our training involves engaging learners, so developing discussion sessions, wikis, and those types of things to make sure that you are having the student to student as well as student to faculty engagement that is needed for you to successfully complete your courses. So we are looking forward to this semester. More information will be provided at a later date to help you with if you need to contact anyone in the Office of E-Learning for assistance or the Blackboard office for assistance with any of those tools. Thank you.